and welcome to MGP359. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello there.
That was a really slow intro from everybody this week. Why is everybody talking so slowly?
I composed
It's
myself.
It's November. It's
the greatest time of the world. It's silly season. This is what we live for as a gaming podcast.
silly season's been over and finished now.
This week we've had Football Manager 2020 released. We've had the Google Stadia released. We've had the week of Pokemon. This has been a wonderful week.
For you.
Yeah, exactly. This has been the best week of the year. Has everyone else not had a brilliant week?
No, really.
Oh, I feel so sad for you all.
It's all good. It's all good. I haven't played any of them. I didn't get Pokemon in the end. What?
You didn't?
No.
Do you want me to tell you all about it, Sheepdog?
I know all about it already. Not because I didn't want it. I just didn't get it. I just can't yet. I'll wait until payday next month.
You're Sheepdog, yes? You play Pokemon like all the time, and you haven't got like the biggest game that's out.
I've got to admit, Sheepdog, I'm a little bit upset because I have forced myself to stay up until midnight every night this week in an effort to finish this game before you got it, just to annoy you when you're asked to do raids. I have been working so hard on this game, and to find out you've not even got it when you said you would is very disappointing.
Yeah, you've got another, I don't know. It's probably, at this point, I don't see any reason to buy it before Christmas Day, really.
Wow.
I'm going to have it wrapped up by Sunday. I've only got 2 more gyms left to do.
That's absurd. This is like a 12-hour game. How have you taken so long to get there?
It's not a 12-hour game. And plus, I've been spending so long cycling around the wild area, which is awesome. Just cycling around, doing raids, cycling around, doing raids. I spent 2 hours doing that the other night.
In the week you've spent not really playing it, the bloke who runs the the main fan site has documented every inch of that game. It's been really impressive watching him just. I'm going to play it through, and then I'm going to play it through and do this, and I'm going to play. He's completed it several times. I know he's playing it for a job, but yeah,
I've just been playing it as a troll. Just to annoy you.
It wouldn't have worked anyway. Even if I'd just started it, I wouldn't have been sat there going, "Oh no!"
It will be a lesser experience for you if you don't get to experience it with me, and we all know it.
I'm actually thinking. I mean, part of the reason I'm not too worried about waiting is that if I get it at the same time Ollie gets it, then we can experience it together. It'll be fun. But I just can't get it at the moment, and just thought I want it, but I'm like, it's not the end of the world. You know, there's harder things to worry about. It's just, fine.
I'm very disappointed.
I feel like we went from laughter, funs and jokes before you went, hello, welcome.
You ruined my entire plan for the show. My entire plan was just to mess with you, and now it feels like kicking an injured dog.
Well, you did entertain me this week by investing in Stadia and then it being completely wrong. Should we jump into
I've been telling him all for days, weeks before.
Hold on.
Cancel
hold
it.
Hold on.
I mean, hang on, before you speak, in Kev's defence, I reckon he's probably made the funds back from buying it in just doing videos about how it all went wrong.
2 things then. Thing number 1, that's exactly what I explained to Anna this week. I am in profit on my Stadia. So let's nobody worry about poor old Kev. I'm doing all right out of Stadia.
But it was still fun seeing you disappointed.
Yeah, but thing number 2 is I'm not... disappointed is probably the wrong word, because if you haven't watched my video review of it, people, you really should go and watch it, because I went quite in depth on it. And I'm disappointed that it's not the NASA supercomputer, and it doesn't mean I can load every country in Football Manager and run the game at light speed and get through a season in 20 minutes, because depending on who you talk to and depending on where you look, they kind of hinted that we might be able to do that. There is a press release from Sports Interactive from back in the summer that says this is going to be the fastest way to play the game. You can either load more leagues or you can play the existing leagues that you've got faster. And I've done quite a lot of testing with it. We did a little bit of group testing as a community, and we've established that it's slower than a high-end gaming PC, which I guess you'd expect, maybe. But that's, again, it's not what we were led to believe, but it is slower than my PC. It's slower than any decent gaming PC. We've identified exactly where the cutoff is, so you can decide if your PC is good enough to justify having it. But to say it's not any good is a little bit unfair, because I've since also had a little bit of a play around with it running on my MacBook, and I've never seen Football Manager run this gloriously on my MacBook, because it is as if I'm on my PC. And as soon as that gets to the point where I can do that on my phone and on my tablet and on that kind of stuff as well, it's still going to be awesome, but it's just a different kind of awesome to what I was hoping for. And if you are someone who's got a fairly rubbish laptop, I've spoken to people this week who don't have a PC at all, and this is their first opportunity to play proper Football Manager for years, because they've just got a dodgy laptop that doesn't run it, and they've got an Xbox that they play their games on. And it's awesome for them, because all of a sudden they can play Football Manager as if they had a mid to high range PC. It still runs quick enough for you to not worry about it. If you've got half decent internet and you haven't got a massively spec'd up PC, this thing is brilliant. And also, lag wise, not seen anything.
I mean, it's not an issue for Football Manager, is it? Lag particularly, but
I even sat there testing it on my video. I tested for input lag. We had the match engine running, and I've had people saying the match engine looks smoother than anything their laptop's ever done. I've had people. I've not tried Destiny yet because it doesn't interest me. But what
I was going to say is people were when it came out, people are really irritating, because this guy did a video where he was like, he pressed jump and it went like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then his character would jump. And he was like, oh, it's terrible. And then when you looked at it, he was working on his work computer, and it had to go through several layers of like network security and all of that. And it was like, yeah, if you just sort your ports out, or
and he's doing it in a way it's not intended to be used yet. At the moment,
yeah,
it's only intended to be used through the Chromecast, through your telly, and using the controller. He's sat there on a PC, keyboard and mouse. They're not supporting that yet.
But typical social media, it went berserk. And I'm sat there thinking, surely not. Like, because that was the first twist. I'd forgot it was even coming out at that particular moment. I'd woke up, I'd looked at my phone or whatever. It wasn't in my head. I was like, oh my God, like as if they'd released that. And then like the first messages were all like, what's the network configuration like? And he's like, well, yeah, I'm at work. And everyone's like, yeah, that's why, you moron. And then every other video, it's like, yeah, it pretty much works fine.
And also, I mean, even just little things, and again, they've not got the YouTube integration and stuff on there yet, but the stuff that is working really well. So I logged into the app, I bought Football Manager. The fact that I had to pay 40 quid for it is hideous. Miles Jacobson was tweeting that he even had to pay the £40 for it. The studio director of Sports Interactive had to pay $39.99 for it, because there's no way to do promo codes as part of the system yet. So he had to buy his own game. And I paid more for Football Manager on there than I've ever paid. I've never paid 40 quid for Football Manager in my life. No, well, people on Stadia do. But once I'd done that, there's no waiting around. I mean, literally, it's instant. You can just play the game. It's magical. If I go on to any device now that my Google account's logged into and just go to stadia.com, it will just load up, and because I only own one game, it will just be a full screen of Football Manager with a big play button in the middle. I hit that play button, and it's just there, and it is instant, and it's very, very impressive. And I think if any other version of me in the history of the world had this, i.e., not nerdy YouTube Kev who has a gaming PC, I didn't own a gaming PC until 2 years ago. So up until 2 years ago, this would have been the most phenomenal thing I'd ever seen, because it does run proper good and it looks good. And yeah, it's got some of the issues, like you can't mod stuff on there, and you have to pay massively over the odds to use it, and people have got their knickers in a twist about having to subscribe to Stadia and then buy the games as well. But as an actual proof of concept, whether or not the technology works based on current infrastructure, because I don't have super duper broadband. Yeah, it's pretty fast, but I don't have 150 meg Virgin fancy broadband. We're on BT Infinity. Yes, it's pretty quick. We've got like 70 down, maybe 40 up on a really good day. But it runs like a dream, and you wouldn't know you were streaming it. And it's a different beast entirely to what On Live was, because that was a mess. And this works.
I mean, that was a different era on Live, wasn't it? What is the spec for this for speed? Because mine's 30 down and like 9 up or something stupid.
It's all on their website, so it depends whether you want to do it in 1080p or 4K. At the moment, as founders, I think we get the top level of it automatically, but when they launch it as a free service, you'll only get access to 1080p for free anyway. So on a free service, I haven't got the actual numbers in front of me, but I imagine it's relatively tame internet, because if you think about it, it's just
Netflix.
It's just streaming video. If you can stream Netflix in 4K, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to play Stadia in 1080p without any problem at all.
Cool, and I didn't realise, so I don't need to, and I don't mean to ask this like I'm sounding like an advert, because the second I went to speak there, I sounded like an advert. So if I wanted to just buy the game on the 1080p one, I just buy it and play it without
when the full service launches next year. Yes. The $8.99 a month premium service that, I mean, I'm not paying that $8.99 yet. You get the first 3 months included in the founders pack. But when that $8.99 a month comes in, we have the choice whether or not to pay it. It'll ask us at the time. If we want to be able to do 4K and all the top tier fancy stuff and get the Xbox Live and PlayStation Network style free games every month. So your $8.99 a month is basically paying for your Xbox Live or your PlayStation Network. The actual Google Stadia in 1080p is a free service, or it will be when it fully launches next year, because it's a staggered launch. But when it launches fully next year, the 1080p version is free. You just buy the games on it. You can play the games on any device you want, including phones and tablets and your TV. So the fact that it works now, I don't need it to be the NASA supercomputer. Yes, I would have been really excited to play a Football Manager save with every country loaded, and it hasn't done that. It might do it in the future. Perhaps they've not flicked that switch somewhere yet. But the fact that I could get a 10-year-old Anna's MacBook Air that she's using now, that was my old computer that I got in. Well, it's the one we bought in like 2012 to record the podcast on.
Christ.
But that could run it as if it was running on a gaming PC. If I just logged in on there now and it'd run like a dream. And that's launch week when everyone's bitching about it. It runs that well already. So I think it's a little bit early to call it a flop. I think their actual launch has been a pile of turd. Anyone who follows me on Twitter will have seen the hassle I had getting this. It didn't come until a day late. And then when it did come, I just got the hardware. I didn't have the access code, so it was entirely useless. I tweeted out as it would be like on PlayStation 5 launch next year if the package didn't arrive until a day late and then all that was in the box was a controller. It was very frustrating. And there was no communication at all. Once the code came through, it works absolutely fine. And I think they've Googled bits of it by just messing stuff up and it not running exactly as smoothly as it should. But the actual hardware infrastructure that this is running on is actually pretty solid and seems to be working. And whether it carries on working once they've got more and more people signing up to it, and whether they're able to fulfill all the other promises, like the YouTube integration, like the 4K, like all this other fancy stuff, whether it can support itself as a free service, whether enough people are going to use it. But at the moment, it does actually work.
Cool. Do you know how many games it's got on it at the moment at all, other than
22?
22, that's quick. Cool, okay. What was I going to ask?
What you saying, Pab?
I was going to say, they all look like they are games that we have either played or...
there's exclusives, is there?
There's one exclusive.
There's
one exclusive on there. And there's, I guess, Football Manager's the newest game because it came out on Stadia on the game's launch day. And I think it's the first game to launch same day or the only game that launched on the same day as the Stadia did. So that's the newest, shiniest game on there. But I guess more stuff if it's a success, more, like any console. I mean, you just have to consider it now as any other games console. If it's a success, publishers will publish on it. The fact that Sports Interactive have been able to stick their game on there suggests there's not a huge additional layer of development. It's not like they've had they
needed to. It's just a PC game, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It'd probably be harder for console games that don't really yet have a PC version, but once they decide to make one.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends, I guess. I would suggest anything that can run on a PC will run on this with very little fiddling with it at all.
Do you think if they could run the whole world on a Football Manager game, you'd do it often, or just as a... I was wondering that myself.
I'd probably run a series on it. I think it would be awesome because it's something we've never been able to do before. Yeah. If it could run the whole world and actually run as quickly as a normal save, that would be incredible.
It's only a matter of time now, isn't it? I reckon it's probably... If they designed the next one to do a bit more through it, once they get
not wanting to get too nerdy and deep into it, we did do a little bit of digging because we are nerds, and Google Stadia actually had 127 cores available to Football Manager.
I saw your stat, yeah, I did see that.
But Football Manager can't utilise them yet. It's not optimised for that kind of processing. So the bottleneck on the processing it's a Football Manager issue rather than a Stadia issue. Stadia has got all of the kit there ready to go, but obviously because it's literally a PC port of Football Manager, it's not ready to utilise all of that stuff. So what it needs is a couple of big exclusive games that really show what you can do with that kind of processing at your disposal, and they just need to blow something out of the water.
It fascinates me that you could potentially be using the processing power of a medium-sized business to run a Football Manager game.
It's awesome.
It's insane. But then I suppose if you looked at like my phone, it's better than a spaceship from the 60s, isn't it? So,
and on the other end of that scale, for anyone who has wanted to play a game like, we'll keep using Football Manager as the example because that's my game. But if you've wanted to play Football Manager for years, but you don't have a laptop, you don't need a laptop, you have your phone, you've got a tablet maybe, you use a computer at work, you've never had the reason to own a laptop, you don't want to go and spend £500-600 on a laptop just to play a game. Well, now you could go and buy a Chromebook for 150-200 quid on Black Friday, get yourself a Google Stadia subscription, and all of a sudden you're playing that game far better than you would on a £600 laptop for less than half the price. So it's a pretty cool solution for anybody who's maybe looking to... There are plenty of nerds out there, and I was one of them for a long time who only owned a laptop to play Football Manager. And this is a pretty cheap solution for them, assuming they've got a decent internet connection.
Do you reckon anyone else has got a service in the pipeline? Like an Apple version of it?
Well, xCloud is a thing, isn't it, that's happening?
Amazon's lucky. Apparently there's rumours of Amazon doing something as well.
It's going to be the way everything goes, because it's the way every other type of media is. We have Netflix, we have Spotify. Someone is going to be the killer app doing this, and in 5 or 10 years' time, however long it takes, we're not going to have physical copies of games anymore, just like we don't have physical copies of books and CDs and movies. And I know you can buy them if you're an old granny and you get them from Asda, but by and large, most people get stuff like that digitally now.
Somewhere AD just going. Twitched. AD's just fallen over, clutching his chest. And
AD can't listen because you have to have modern technology to be able to listen. He's trying to listen to it on a cassette Walkman and doesn't understand why it's the same episode playing over and over again.
When a pigeon arrives with the transcript of the episode in Old English, he's just gonna spit his coffee out and fall to the ground crying.
Exactly.
Okay, so I have some questions for you.
Go for it, little fella.
So I remember we talked about it when we were at Comic-Con, actually, I think. We were like, so does this play
Don't let people know we had sensible conversations in person, for goodness sake.
I think it was on the podcast.
Oh, that's right.
You were dressed as clowns at the time.
Yeah. We discussed, like, what does it play on then? So does it only play on that 4K stick, whatever it is?
No, I've not taken that out of the box other than to wave it around and do a silly Twitter gag with it.
Okay.
I took the access code, and I'm just literally playing through Chrome on my PC with a keyboard and mouse.
And that works fine, does it?
Works absolutely fine.
Interesting. And does that work? Could you do that on an iPad?
Not yet. At the moment, the only supported devices are Chromecast, Chrome on PC or Mac, or certain Android phones.
Right.
But they are bringing out support for other phones and tablets later on.
Your giant iPad will be perfect, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because that's where we were worrying. Like, if you can only play on a Chromecast, you are playing Football Manager with the controller.
Yeah,
and
apparently you
do
can, but I
Can you?
haven't even tried.
Right.
I mean, they have a control system set up for the Switch version, so presumably it was fairly easy. It works like a dream on the Switch. That the control system they built for that, with the menus that slide in from the sides, are much better than anything they ever did on the old Xbox versions. They've mastered controller input for Football Manager now. So presumably, I might even test that over the weekend and actually charge the controller up and connect the Chromecast.
Yeah, I want you to try Destiny. I know you don't want just because I want to see. There's one thing to play Football Manager. There's another thing to play Destiny.
But how would I know it's not working? Because I'm not going to be able to kill anyone anyway.
But if I don't know. This is the thing.
If it jumps
I
quick,
want
you'll know
I
for
want to
starters
play
if it
Destiny on it,
shoots.
basically, because I would be able to tell the difference.
Right, Pab, come around tomorrow. Come around to play.
Yeah, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm just curious to see if you would feel like if there is anything, any lag, anything that feels slightly off. Not even just in comparison to it's just playing a first-person shooter. Does this feel slightly askew to what you would expect from a first-person shooter?
Is Destiny free on it, by the way, or is he expected?
Destiny comes with the
Destiny's
edition, doesn't it? Or the Pro?
Destiny is the first game that's part of the Pro subscription, and
I thought you were saying spend 40 quid, Kev.
No,
Why don't you just spend 40 quid?
As part of the Founders Edition, you get the controller, you get the Chromecast dongle, and you get 3 months of Pro subscription, plus another 3-month subscription that you can gift to a buddy, but that's not available yet. So you all need to be buttering me up for my gift code when that comes. But the Pro subscription gets you a free game every month, and this month's game on that is Destiny. Destiny 2, even.
Yeah.
So
Which
I'll
is
try.
bonkers anyway, because I mean, Destiny 2 base game is free to play anyway now.
It's not that though, is it? Hold on, let me just.
No, it is that.
Yes,
isn't
it is.
The one in Stadia isn't. Is what I'm saying.
Is it the Shadowkeep one?
It's Destiny 2 The Collection, whatever that means.
That's base Destiny 2.
Is it really? And I've also got Samurai Showdown, whatever that is.
Okay, that's a fighting. All right, yeah.
Dancing game.
Please, try some other games, and I want to know next week. Don't just run databases. Try the other games, because I'm curious to see now whether you feel. I mean, like I say, you might not even notice the difference, but I just want to see if you think.
I saw other people. I know it'd be better to get first-hand experience because there's no shenanigans, but I definitely saw other people do proper goes.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was looking at the other support because I've got an Xbox controller plugged into my PC at the moment, but apparently support on that isn't available yet. I was just going to have a go now. But
no, it only works with the Google ones, doesn't it, right now?
At the moment, yeah. But it is on the list that it's coming, Xbox controller support, which is cool. I can try some of these other. Is there not?
You don't have to download any games anymore. It's just go.
I'm happy to buy a game if that's actually going to be good. How do I get to the list on here of games
I wouldn't worry about it.
Available?
I wouldn't worry about it. There's nothing that's going to grab you, I don't think.
Right, I'm going into the app. I'm having a look.
I really
did. I might get this exclusive game, whatever it's called.
What's
the exclusive game?
It's got a weird name.
Yeah. Right, I'm going into the store now. NBA 2K20 is only £20. I could play that. Mortal Kombat 11. There's some kind of sale on. Everything's reduced. Metro Exodus for 17
Although
quid.
it's not out yet, is it?
Yeah, that's
probably.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Tomb Raider.
Is that on there now, Red Dead?
Yeah, it's on there. What else have we got? Rage 2, Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Don't play that.
Just Dance 2020. Guilt. That's the exclusive one, isn't it?
No,
and I can play Borderlands on it.
GYLT.
And the Borderlands on your phone.
Trials. There you go. Trials Rising is on it. I might buy Trials Rising because I obviously played that and will know if that's off. And that you need precise input.
Precision, yeah. Okay.
So that's probably quite a decent game to test on it.
You
So
blasted me over the mentioning Borderlands there, didn't you? Like, no, there's
I have
nothing to
no
see
interest in it whatsoever.
For now, until it takes over the world.
You can play it on your phone, on the bus, on the.
I will get Trials Rising over the
No.
weekend, and I will feed back to you next week, Mr. Pab, and let you know how it is.
Super. I'm just curious to see if it does anything more than.
I hope you're giving everyone else
Database is
homework
quite-
as well.
Yeah, well, when we get round to each of you, I'll give you some more homework.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Right, I'm going to let you lot speak for a bit before I wheel back round to Pokemon, because otherwise I'm dominating the first hour of the show, which, as much as I like the sound of my own voice, apparently some people listen for you lot too. Okay. So who's played what?
Anna?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Not played a thing.
I'm not even going to have time to have a wee, am I? Before it
I was going to say, that is unfortunate, because before the show I said to Pab, I've only played the games I spoke about last week. I kind of let Pab in on the fact I hadn't bought Pokemon, and said that I literally stuck with Ni no Kuni and Mystery Dungeon, and they're not. I mean, I can't really wax on about them. They're fun.
You can talk about Minecraft.
I think I did. Did I talk about Star Wars?
Yes.
Trap? Did I? Oh,
yes.
I played that a bit more.
Yeah.
We did. Ollie's got into the mods on Minecraft. That just the ones you can't save because you don't own them or whatever. But we were playing on that in the week. He keeps going on a Christmas mod, and we realised you can go into the go visit the Ender Dragon, and he's dressed as Santa. And I was telling Pab again before the show that the Ender Dragon was dressed as Santa, and Ollie wanted to make friends with him. And while his back was turned, I killed it. And
you monster!
he didn't particularly mind. Like, he came back just as I was killing it, and he was like, "Go on, finish it." But I did feel a little bit guilty that the moment his back was turned, I murdered Santa Dragon. And then shot the egg with an arrow and jumped into the portal. And then I made him sit while I read the ending, because I've seen the ending before, but I've never really read it because it's a lot of words. There's a lot of bloody words for that ending. But I just thought, I'll read it through. And he just kept reading little segments of it and couldn't really get what the hell they're on about, which I was kind of on the same page as him. But yeah, I killed Santa. That's my message of the week.
That was nice.
What a monster you are.
It means I'm never going to get Pokemon, though, doesn't it? I didn't really think that through.
Well, Sheepdog, that's your homework for next week.
What, get Pokemon?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not going to get into it. I can't.
Okay. Right.
Just stop. Everyone have a moment to think about.
Sorry, I literally, as he said that, I just started drinking, so...
You asked him the question!
I didn't ask him a question.
He just
I gave him a statement.
ordered me. So I think unless Pab's got stuff to talk about, it might be
plenty of stuff to talk about. Yes,
go on,
Good boy, Pab.
So Anna mentioned Star Wars. I've played Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's a very nice looking game.
Thanks.
It's a very pretty game. I don't know if you had any problems, Anna, with like frame rate issues or anything on the PlayStation.
I don't think so. I don't like the fact that every time you rest, everything starts again.
Well, this is the thing I'm going to get to now. It's a it plays a bit like Dark Souls. It plays a little bit like Dark Souls. So you have a light and heavy attack, and you have a block and a blocking meter, which is similar to something like Sekiro from earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And you have resting. You have like what they call like meditation kind of like spots in the world, and you rest there, and everything respawns like you would if you rest at a campfire in Dark Souls. And you go to your rest station to these like meditation points to use the upgrade points, and like I say, you rest, and when you rest, you get your meds come back, like your Estus Flask sort of things that the little BD1 robot gives you, which is pretty cool. The little BD1 robot is a little adorable little droid thing that sits on your back. He's cool. And you get. I like how he jumps into like you open chests effectively by him just jumping into them and getting stuff out of them. Which used to be there's a lot of customization in it. It's frightening the amount of stuff you can customize. So
but it doesn't do anything.
What do you mean?
Like, so you can upgrade your light thing, and there's customization, but they don't do anything. There's no...
Oh yeah, it's just all cosmetic.
Yeah, they're just all
literally,
cosmetic.
It's just all like different ship colours, different outfit colours, different like colours for you. You have a poncho, you have an outfit, you have a BD1 colour, you have lightsaber colour, you have lightsaber, like you can literally redesign the lightsaber. The like top to bottom. It's bonkers the amount of customization, and from the looks of it, there's like 20 to 30 of them, all for each different one. I mean, I've unlocked like maybe 2 or 3 of each, maybe. Okay, so the actual game itself, like I said before, it does play a little bit like Dark Souls.
The fighting isn't. Yeah, I was on the second difficulty. I've now put it on story.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that as well.
Yeah,
because I found myself going, I've just got. I'm playing it like a Star Wars game of old sort of thing, and I just want to just launch in with my lightsaber and just start blitzing things, and it's not. It is very much enemies block things, and they have like a stamina meter sort of thing similar to you do, and you wear their stamina meter down if they're blocking, and then you will kill them eventually when you beat them, and it's like I say, it's very Dark Souls and Sekiro-esque. And I've played, like I say, I've only played a couple of hours. I'm on the second planet, I want to say. Second planet. And it's got Metroidvania elements to it as well, in the sense of the map thing that BD1 has is really cool, like the hologram map is a really cool like thing. It just pops up the entire world, like the entire map on you. Just a minute, like some like yellow areas are unexplored areas, and like red doors are like things that you can't access. So it's like, okay, so I'm gonna have to come back to this planet when I've got powers or whatever to get through these doors or whatever. So I'm like, okay, so it's Metroidvania, so I'm gonna have to push on, progress with leaving these things here and come back later on. There's puzzles in it. I was doing a puzzle for about 20 minutes today. Yeah. With a like wind puzzle with a jet trying to get a ball to go into a hole.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I spent 20 minutes doing that, and I was like, I don't understand. And then, but to be fair, it did. After a while, it went, "Do you want a tip?" And I went, "Yeah, I do want a tip." Damn right I do. I've been running around like an idiot for 20 minutes. And it's just like, oh, I've got to get this thing lined up in here. Like, all right, okay. And I spent another 10 minutes figuring out how to get it lined up right.
Yeah.
And then I got it lined up right. It went in, and there you go, no secret thing. And yeah, it's been good. The story stuff's been pretty good so far. Apparently, that's supposed to be the best thing about the game. The story stuff is supposed to be like something else. Whether it's people saying that because it's a Star Wars based thing, or whether it's because it's just a story thing in general. People have been saying it's like, old school BioWare levels of storytelling. So we shall see.
I don't get the game, the story, because I've never played.
Yeah.
I don't watch the films, but what I've seen is fine. But I have put it down to story mode because it was just too hard.
It is like I say, it takes some getting used to. You've got to get into the mindset of like, every enemy can kill you quite easily. I nearly got killed by them big ram fellas. They're like big rams, aren't they? But they're huge, and they go down quite easy. But they will wreck you. They will mess you up if you don't pay them the respect they deserve. And I got into a little bit of health. I was like, and there's an area on the second planet with like 4 of them around.
Right.
I've got to kind of like be very careful. I don't want to wander too far. I'm going to kite another one over to me, and I'm going to fight in 2 of them at once. That's what I find annoying at the minute. Is enemies seem too clustered together at times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, going to an area and there's like 5 guys. I'm like, I've got to like, and you don't just one shot these people. You don't just like cut them in half with a lightsaber. They block things, and then you've got 1 or 2 that are ranged shooting lasers at you. So you've got to deflect them back at them. I'm like, it's hectic. It gets hectic at times. But when you do certain things, it comes off, and like you seem really cool. It's like, whoa, that was pretty awesome. You do some pretty cool moves in it when you get going. So I will continue to play this one. I'm liking it so far. I'm not like absolutely in love with it so far. Like I say, there's some things that just niggle me a little bit, but it's been pretty good. The music's carrying me a long way, to be fair. The music and all, like how the actual soundtrack and the ambience of the actual game itself is very Star Wars. So that goes a long way to me who actually likes Star Wars. I'll report back on that probably when I've done some more next week. Possibly.
Even giving himself homework. What a pro!
I know. I always give myself homework to try. I mean, my homework is still outstanding from playing Red Dead. I've still not touched it.
You promised us an hour a day on that.
I know. I'll be honest with you. Well, this is where the other game comes in that I've been playing, which you can comment on now because I've played considerably more of Pokemon Shield.
It's a wonderful game, Pab.
It's pretty damn good. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me that finds it incredibly easy. I find it a lot easier at first. Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
How far into it are you?
I've just beat the second boss.
Yeah, it's pretty easy for the first gym. 2 or 3 gyms.
Yeah.
And then if you haven't been paying much attention to building a balanced squad, you're in for some fun once you get a little bit further into it.
So what I've done is I've been seriously power leveling. I spent a night Wednesday, I think it was, and I spent 4 hours just grinding one area, just grinding
in the wild area. Surely
no, just
you are an idiot.
Outside outside the water gym where there's like a little pond bit at the bottom where you fish for Pokemon.
Pab, there's no reason to grind like that in this game. The grind in this game is doing raids, getting the XP from raids. Just cycle around the wild area, do raids, load up on all the candies, and then use the candies to level stuff up.
I don't like the raids though. The raids,
but you could spend the raids. The best part.
Have you getting into them though all the time? Because every time I tried like 4 or 5 of them.
Don't do them with other people. Just do them on your own.
What, you just do them on your own?
Yeah, I've not done a single one with other people.
Oh, I've been waiting to do them. I've been doing it, waiting for like people to turn up and then just walk away if no one turns up. 90
minutes of cycling around the wild area doing raids will get you enough candies to level anything up to like level 50. So
how do you do the actual raid things then? Because you know, if you go to some of them holes and it just kind of goes, power.
Yeah, and then you just have
pure chance.
It just has one of the Gigantamaxed Pokemon in there, or Dynamaxed, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
One of them will be in there, and then you battle it, and then you catch it, and then you get a whole load of candies that you can use to level up the rest of your squad.
So what do you do with a candy then? You feed them to them?
Yeah, you feed them to your other Pokemon. So at the moment, I'm preparing for a gym that needs a type of Pokemon. I'm trying not to be too spoilery. I'm preparing for a gym that needs a type of Pokemon that I don't have a high level one of at all to do the next gym. Right. So rather than blundering into that gym and dying, as old Kev would have done, I've gone back into the wild area. I've fast travelled to the wild area. I've got that type of Pokemon in my squad, and I'm literally just cycling around the wild area now, doing raid after raid after raid, until I get to the point where I've got enough candies to then level up that Pokemon that is with me, so that it's at a high enough level to come and do that next gym with me.
Interesting. See, all I was doing was literally just going around fighting everything, because it's the water type Pokemon. So I was like, I need a grass type Pokemon. I happened to catch one beforehand, because I've got a Butterfree, and Butterfree is a staple in my Pokemon team in every single game. I don't know.
Butterfree just so happens to be what I'm trying to level up now, Pab.
Yeah, Butterfree is my staple Pokemon, pretty much that, and whatever the starter is. Is that? Am I right doing that, Sheepdog? Is that a good choice? Pokemon Sage.
I only use about 3 to put stuff to sleep. So that I can catch
but that's a good
easier.
thing. But it's got psychic abilities as well.
Which is it's not a bad move. It's just what Kev's saying about the 4th gym being hard is always the case. The first 3 gyms are always easy in Pokemon games, and then it ramps up. And I'm surprised you've had to grind that much. But
this is the thing. I did the first gym, and I was grinding in the wild zone and the mines or something, isn't there? And I was grinding in there for a little bit doing that, and I was over leveled for the gym massively. Just literally went into the gym and one shot every single Pokemon in there, and I was like, "This is great." So I went, "Okay, I'm gonna do the same for the next one." What's the next type? Water.
You have to kind of fight the gyms like Ash Ketchum would, and just go in with the wrong type. And just the power of friendship. That's how I do it. It works.
I go in fully beefed up, ready to. I just literally
went in. That makes you Gary Oak, and everybody knows.
I went in
Gary's
there and
just
blitzed everything every time. Went into the water. I've been spent it earlier in the week, just grinding. Got the grass Pokemon because I got another grass Pokemon because Butterfree is my psychic one now. I got a grass one up to level 30, and then just walked in there and went, "Oh, these are all level 21." I'm just blitzing, just one-shotting everything.
I'm about to ruin this woman's career.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And she wasn't happy about it, but she Dynamaxed she Dynamaxed her last Pokemon, and I put it straight to sleep, and I was like, "You're done. You're done, mate. You're done." We just wasted its Dynamax.
I wait for the day they give these Pokemon like a level that dynamically changes with you. It can't be that difficult, can it? That's how it's supposed to be. Like the story, they're supposed to whip out something to your equivalent. Like, obviously you're starting at the town you were born in. Other people who start at the other side of the world could be hitting that gym last, so that should be their hardest gym. So they've definitely
got... But the thing is, though, there's a specific order in the gyms. You can't just go to any of them.
Yeah, no, I know. In the game, it's stuck like that. But in the world, you're not getting to, like, Brock's gym in the first game, and he's just putting out his level 10 Pokemon if you've started on the other side of the world. It doesn't just get progressively easier for you because you're doing it backwards. They're supposed to just get out their Pokemon depending on how difficult they think you are.
I thought this when I was in that gym today, in the water gym. I thought,
but yeah, they just.
I wonder if there should be, if there could be like a level scaling in this game. So, to a certain degree, I got like say between 25 and 30 was the levels that if I had Pokemon basically in that range, that is what level that gym would be.
Because they scale in the wild, don't they? Is that right?
They get progressively higher and further into the game you go. Pretty
it's
much,
all to do with location. Yeah. I've just gone back to Route 1 just to grab myself a Caterpie to get my Butterfree, and it was level 5.
Oh right.
Yeah, that's a bit.
The wild area though, or is that Route 1 in the wild area?
The wild area has different areas that are like different levels.
Yeah, there's big Pokemon in there that are super powered. That I got blitzed by, and I did that the other week.
I can now one-shot them, so they don't level.
Oh yeah, I probably could as well. When I went in there, I was like, "Oh, an Onyx, great!" Run over to it, and it went, "Oh, this has a level 20."
And they don't move around either. That Onyx you're talking about, I've just smacked him in the face as I entered the wild area.
To be fair, I walked in and I went, "Oh, great! I'm going to get this Onyx. This is great. I need a rock type Pokemon." I went in there, I was like, "Oh, and I'm level like 10 maybe at the best," and I killed it. I didn't give it. I wasn't able to catch it because, for obvious reasons, you can't catch that high in there at the start. But I did kill it. But I was like, I should not be fighting these big Pokemon. This is not a good idea because I took all my Pokemon out to beat it, but I did beat it. It's the only Pokemon game that I find has kept my attention.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I've only ever finished one Pokemon game, and that was Let's Go last year. But this one, I have been on this every night this week. I am absolutely loving it. There's just something different about it. I think it is a little bit friendlier to new players. That's what we said. Yeah. It's what we were saying before. It's a lot friendlier to new players. It makes more sense. I think the fact that I've never heard of any of them is actually an advantage because I'm not going into it with any preconceptions about what's good and what's not. I'm just doing it literally based on what level they are, what moves they know, and not trying to keep the ones that I've heard of from 20 years ago in my team because there's hardly any of them. And I mean, the story's pants like it always is. It's just absolute nonsense as ever.
It's just the same as a usual Pokemon game. It's not,
but it's just nice, fun, relaxing game that you can play whilst watching telly. You don't really need to concentrate on it, and it's just nice. It's like Persona 5 in a lot of ways. You just get a nice little bit of turn-based play where you don't really need to pay attention, and you get a little pat on the head every now and again through an in-game reward because you did a good thing and you leveled up. And
have you seen many shiny Pokemon in it?
See, I've seen shiny Pokemon. Have you got one?
I've got one, yeah.
So what's the deal with them? Because
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember ever seeing one, but I was looking at my Pokedex and apparently I have one.
See, I've seen like the thing where it's like it's like a different coloured like thing in like the it was in the water when I saw it, or in the grass. It's like there's like a movement, but it's like a dip. Well, like a goldy colour.
They don't show a shiny on the map.
that thing means that they've got watts attached to them as well. I think.
Is it? Oh, see, I don't know. I didn't know what that was. I thought that's what that was. Okay.
Apparently, they've added a thing called Brilliant Pokemon. So you can catch a Brilliant Butterfree, for example, or Caterpie. I think that means that they're guaranteed to have specifically higher stats in all the main bits, so they're basically almost perfect or whatever. They didn't fully explain it, but also the shiny's always in there since the second game. I think I don't think they had him in the first one, but the idea is this is the first Pokemon game where they've actually officially released a thing where they've said if you, in all the other ones you had to kind of run around, and if you saw a Caterpie, you fought it, killed it, and then you had to run around. And if you saw another Caterpie and fought and killed it, you'd chain them. Like that'd be 2, 3, 4, 5. And Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu last year actually told you how many you'd done in a row. But if you broke your chain, you were back to 1 and you had to start again. And it was really painful and horrible. And this time, for the first time, they've made it that if you've just across the game come across 500 Caterpie, let's say, but however many, then it increases the likelihood of you coming across one. It increases the likelihood, which makes sense in the real world, but it's easier to kind of predict. Like if you desperately wanted a shiny Caterpie, the 500 is the number for like the cap of as likely as you can possibly be to get one. Odds are you'd get one before then, but I think it was like it rolls. Every time you try and fight something, it rolls however many sided dice the code is using. So, I don't know. Let's say it's 1 in 100, but by the time you've seen 500, it's 6 times more likely to give you a shiny, which at that point is absurdly likely, and you should get one. But as I say, you'd have got one before then. So, if you specifically wanted one, you can sit there and just farm them, and it doesn't matter if you accidentally break it. Which, when I was trying to help Ollie get a shiny Magmar the other day on Let's Go Eevee, I was sat there just running around this poxy room. Fortunately, that game kind of makes it too simple, and I think I only did like 20, and one appeared. One appeared when I left the room. He just suddenly went, "I've got one!" I was like, "Oh, all my effort. I slip off to the loo, and you get one while I'm not even here." But they're making it easier because they know people want them, but also they've added in a rarer shiny. I feel like they've given with one hand and taken with the other, in that, and people are pretending they don't care, but you know what people are like, they will care. If it's got, I think it's round sparkles on it, it's normal shiny, and if it's got square sparkles on it, it's the rarest of them all. Which, I guess that's just so that people don't moan it's not too easy, because now the really hardcore people can just say, well, I'm going to get all the squares. But I think normal people would just either get on with the game as normal and try and catch them all. But that's when I said to you before, there's always extra ways you can play it. That, like, catching them all is a good way of trying to play it, and then trying to get them all as shiny is like an excessive way of trying to play it. Now people who found that too easy can try and get them all square shiny and just make themselves a never-ending game that's gonna just break their minds. But some people enjoy that. I wouldn't enjoy that, but I'd be quite up for just seeing how many shinies I could get, especially when you're going to be able to move them into Pokemon Home in March or April time and save them for future games, which will be fun.
I didn't understand most of what you just said.
No, it sounded like you knew what we were on about, though. I know. I caught words. Yeah,
but just keep catching the same stuff and shinies will appear.
Yeah, I don't know anything that crosses my path.
Yeah, I pretty much just kill most things.
I would say you can kill them too. You don't have to catch them. I don't want people out there going
kill or catch.
Yeah, I don't want people going to me, Sheepdog, I've caught 400 Caterpie and nothing's happened, and I'm like, oh my god. No, you can kill them too. I think it even counts if you fight them in battles. So you'll just see, it tells you in the decks how many you've fought or something like that, whatever the number is, whatever the word is they use. You can see on each individual Pokemon, it will say you've come across or beaten or whatever it is, this many. The closer to 500 that number is, the more maxed out you are on its chances of being shiny. So there you go.
Interesting. Awesome. I'll have to look at that, because I just assumed that was the thing with where they were like glowing when you was trying to catch them. I
think someone put a video up. They'd literally started the game. It let them run off. They run into a Wooloo, and it was just black and it was shiny, and they were just like, oh, decided to spam the video everywhere on Twitter, and I just thought that's pretty cool. A lot of people have apparently got the same thing happen, but not like everyone, obviously. But it's interesting to see that it's just a bit more special, isn't it? Makes you want to use a Pokemon because it's shiny.
I don't even know which one my shiny one is. I just noticed I have one. Stuff like that doesn't interest me in the slightest.
I like it in Go. I love it in Pokemon Go when I click on something and it's shiny. I went out on Saturday for... Do you know what, actually? Just because it is a game, I can talk about it. Saturday, I plan to be out for 3 hours on Pokemon Community Day, and it's the first Community Day where I was home within the first hour, because I hadn't caught anything at first. About 50 minutes in, I hadn't caught anything, and the kids were starting to get fed up because Claire was out and I was driving them around, and they were just doing the catching for me. Well, I stopped where I knew there'd be loads, and it wasn't very fun. And then while we were driving back, my thing was automatically catching for me. And when I got home, I had 3. And I was like, I might as well just get out of the car and go in. So, it's the first Community Day that I've just completely phoned in. They are doing a good one in December, though, a 2-day one, where everything from the past year and the year before is available that weekend. So if you are interested in getting stuff...
If they did that in June, I'd be all over it.
I think the reason they do it in December is because no people play it. But yeah, it's fun because it means you can get all the special moves. So if you have anything that's not evolved yet that had a special move come out that you can only get on their Community Day, it's worth opening up, evolving them quickly, and then closing it again, just because that means you've got the much better move, and when you do end up playing it, you'll be better off for it. But I know you're not going to do that. I don't even know why I'm trying. But the listeners might. They might see the benefit if they still play it. I don't even know. People should tell me on Twitter if they still play it, because I don't know who still plays it. I gift some people. I know that... Do you know, I think I'm like a day away from being like better friends with Nicky G. Wilson. I'm so close to best friends with him. We're 11 days away and he stopped playing it, the swine. I'm like, so close. I'm coming up to best friends with you, Pab.
Yeah, I don't check the packages anymore. I'll do it for you though.
You should, mate. We're 6 days apart now.
Oh, yeah? Right, okay.
If you put a lucky egg on that, you'll be on level 34
I don't
soon.
know what that means. What does that mean?
I don't know if you've got one, but it's an item.
So what do you do with it? Eat it?
Yes, Pab. Eat an egg before you play. You'll be fine.
Kev and I are already besties on there.
But getting back to Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Sword,
exactly. As we are approaching the end of the year, I would be hard pressed to pick something else other than this as my game of the year. And anything else that would be in my top 5 is probably also on the Switch. Kev likes the Switch. I don't know if he's mentioned it before.
You're quiet about it.
The Switch is good, and this game is excellent. Highly recommended. Go buy Pokemon Sword and Shield. Ignore all the nonsense on the internet about it. Yeah,
I do agree with Kev. There's been a lot of nonsense, and if you go on sites like Reddit, they're just bitter. And I'm still disappointed with some of the stupid things they've done, but it doesn't affect how fun the game is. Yeah, it's more like it was never really about... I'm not one of these idiots who sat there saying the game's going to be terrible. I was just more... I don't want you to do that. If you're asking me what I wanted, this is what I want. So you should do that. But I can accept that they don't want to do that for whatever reason. People, I've not heard anyone say everyone said the story's pretty turd. But like Kev said, they're always turd. Yeah. They're not. You don't play them for the story. The story's quite frustrating because you're like, I don't want to go and complete this story stuff. I want to just catch more things. But I mean, I was doing that with Ollie again, playing Let's Go. It was like you have to go through this Team Rocket building and like fight the leader and hear their plans. I was thinking, I mean, for me, it's like, yeah, I know this story off by heart by now. I've played it too many times. But even Ollie was just like, I don't care. Just get out of my way. He wanted to get the costume and move on. Yeah. But yeah, that's just it, isn't it?
I mean, I came out of that gym tonight, the water gym. There's a woman there, the secretary or the assistant of the Pokemon chairman, and she goes, "He's in the restaurant. He wants to see you. Don't just hurry up. He wants to see you." I was like, "Okay," so I can't do anything until I go and see him. I go in there. He speaks to the assistant to the professor. So she's in there as well. You sit down with him. He speaks to her, tells her to go somewhere, and then the assistant goes, oh, we got to go now. I was like, I didn't need to be here. I honestly didn't need to be here.
You did not need me.
I could have carried on. I could have carried on about my day, but I sat in this fish restaurant for 5 minutes while you talked to her. I was like, it is baffling. So I really was like, what? Why am I here?
That is bizarre that they drag you aside for nothing.
I think it's because then she wants to talk to you, and then she gives you something else, and I don't know. It's like I didn't need to be here, but it's fine.
One thing I do like is the fact that all that stuff that it does make you do, it keeps it on the map. So when I fall asleep at night with the switch on my face and then go back to it the next morning, I know what I'm supposed to be doing because it's telling me on the map. Which
That's
is the main. Definitely. That is the main reason why I've never finished a Pokemon game.
Yeah,
before.
Ollie asks me what to do on Sun and Moon, and I'm like, I have no idea. I need to figure out, and it takes me bloody ages to figure out where he is and get him there. By the time I've got him there, he doesn't want to play it anymore because he's been sat there watching me do it, and then got bored and gone off and watched telly. I was going to say, whilst we're all going, it's a Pokemon game, they've all got crap stories. That is, I think, again, people may be unreasonably expecting a leopard to change its spots, but that's part of the reason I think people have whinged as well. Is if this was made by somebody else, it'd probably have an epic story attached to it, and there's two sides to that because I've just said I'm not interested in the story particularly, but it would be nice to get blown away, wouldn't it, and have like a proper full-on AAA amazing smack you around the face game.
But I don't want to have to concentrate on it because then I wouldn't play it. The reason I've played 20 hours of it this week is the fact that I can play it whilst I'm doing something else. Like I'm playing it right now.
Imagine if they did a Pokemon game with Ni no Kuni style cutscenes like it would be the program. I think that'd be really cool, Sheepdog. I don't know about you.
Well, that's it. That's what I think people are dreaming of. But I get what Kev's saying. If they've built up a 20-year fan base that expects this game to be passive, and you kind of make your own challenges in it, and if you decide you want to catch everything in super shiny with perfect stats and all of this malarkey, there are people that want Pokemon for specific. I can't remember what it's called, mentalities or personality traits. It's like you can get a modest Litwick, and I don't know what that means. Someone was saying earlier they've been looking for one all evening, and I don't know what that means. So you think I'm being nerdy? There are people even nerdier. They need a joyful Eternius.
You just wait till you get it. You'll be doing exactly the same.
I think it's about the competitive side of it, and like it means the Pokemon do certain things in battle. Or so I get, because I don't do competitive battling, but there is lots of meta to it. I think I'd like them to just do some more spin-offs that are Pokemon-y enough. Like, I loved that Conquest game that I played in the Frankie and Benny's where you and Anna were having a meal and I just sat there like your child playing on my DS. I've never played the Detective Pikachu game, which Ollie got. I could play that to give me a fix for the next couple of weeks. It's his game, but I can steal it. But I don't think there's any battling in that, and I don't really want to run around solving a mystery. I just kind of want a story with Pokemon. I don't know, I just want them to release something epic. I think I just want to be shocked. I want to not know as much as I do know, and I assumed lots of things about it that are true, like the fact that 4th gym would be the hardest point early on and all of that. That's all quite standard, but I'm glad it's new and it's welcoming. It's just, come on, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the next one they do will be massive because they'll have a chance to get to grips with
this feels
consoles.
Like a reboot, and they'll take it on from here.
Cool. Well, that's good to know. And I feel like I should stop talking because Anna's getting bored.
Pab, what else have you got to talk about, little fella?
That's pretty much it. I've been playing more Overwatch, trying to do the Mercy challenges, and I've played Apex as per usual. That is it.
If you hadn't have played Apex, we could have finished dead on an hour, and that would have been really impressive. But as it is, I think we won't. It won't quite work out. And that upsets me. So now I'm going to just pad it out to an hour and a half just by explaining how we didn't make it to an hour.
Be my guest.
Anna's dying in the background.
I'm so tired.
Bless you.
So we will wrap it up there, boys and girls. How do I end a podcast?
Did
Twitter.
you know?
Shut up! I haven't said "Did you know" for ages. What I want to do is ask people to give a thumbs up, because that's what I say at the end of stuff.
Well, tell them to. They could just salute the listening
if you've
device.
enjoyed this, folks, give us a thumbs up. I don't know. I mean, that's on most listening devices. That's not a thing you can do. Just
find a way.
Just give a thumbs up to the next person you see. High five. If you've enjoyed this, high five the next person you see in real life. And if they ask you why you did it, you can say, because I just really enjoyed listening to the Mature Gamer podcast. You should check it out. But you don't have to do that bit. The important bit is the high five.
If you didn't enjoy them, poke them in the eye. And if they ask why, just say you know why.
Sheepdog did it. Sheepdog told me to.
Yeah, Sheepdog told me to. Just say that to him. Sheepdog told me to do it.
We also have Twitter. I've just been blown out of a den. I've just lost a raid for the first time. How dare you? It's because I'm distracted. Twitter is at MGUK Podcast, or I'm at Lelujo.
I'm at RB6K.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986.
And we will see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Don't forget to high five people.